Hello there. Welcome back to Good Germs off-road thing. This is a nothing vlog episode, whatever we are. And we're just doing some stuff, doing some chit-chatting and things. And I don't know, it's oddly cool outside. And a lot of that is just because you can see the clouds behind me. It is, it's that part of summer where we start seeing monsoon type things. But anyway, we've just got some things we've got to get into. Anyway, we're just gonna go ahead and get to it, I suppose. So a big part of the getting to it is I've got to get this trailer off the back of the old tow pig, Still enjoying some coffee. Anyway, get this thing done here. So y'all know by now that I went and bought a golf cart and I picked it up on this trailer here. Tuesday, actually. And I guess that goes to show you how much I don't go anywhere. Today's Sunday. And just now getting this all put away. Okay. All right, so I've still got a bunch of tools and stuff in the back of the truck. Oh, the hitch is still connected as well. I need to get all that taken out. And, I have some other things I need to get to. The weather, she's playing games. I'm starting to hear rumblings, if you know what I mean, coming from the sky, and the air has a certain sort of feel about it. Again, if you know what I mean. Just getting this hitch stuff out of here. Okay. Oh yeah, heavy. Let's put it over here. Oh, well, these toolboxes, these need to go in the shop. Let's get those in. And it come up. Okay, I had to take some extra tools with me to pick up that golf cart because, you just don't know. I took the windshield out, which doesn't normally require tools. However, there was a couple of little screws holding it in, and I did not want to do them by hand, but I also didn't know if I was going to be able to. Dang, that hitch is heavy. Anyway, I didn't know if I was going to be able to leave the roof on or not. So thankfully I was able to just leave the roof on and towed it, on the trailer with the roof. That roof was on there pretty sturdy like. There we go. That's good. I think that's all I'm taking out of there for now. Like I mentioned during the golf cart video, getting ready for camping down at an RV park. So, been getting the Stryker Toy Hauler ready to go. It's part of my to-dos today if the weather holds out. If the weather doesn't hold out, not much I can do about it. I'll show you what I mean. So I left this big ladder out from washing it because I don't know if you can see it, that piece of screw cover trim. Well, let's climb the ladder and get a better look at it. You can see it here. It's pulled out. And I took this to an RV dealership for the awning lights. They replaced the awning lights under warranty. You remember I did that a second time myself because they just melt, not from being on, but from summer heat. And they also said they was gonna, wow, that's not English. They said they were gonna fix this under warranty as well. Well, their way of fixing it wasn't fixing it. All they did was screw through it and just made it sort of worse is all they've done. So this is on my list of to-dos today, is to replace this. And we've done that before on the front cap. We replaced both sides. And I'm curious on the top, how does this thing go on here? Oh yeah, see, that's just a goopy mess. Thankfully it's not really part of the weather seal. So I don't know if we'll get to this or not today. This will be weather permitting. So we're just going to leave the ladder here for now. It could use a washing anyway if it does start to rain. Anyway, you heard me right. I said rain, and this is Southern California in the desert where it doesn't really rain often. But we get these monsoon type deals that come in the summertime. Usually used to be later in the summer, but man, look at that. It was not that dark when I first came outside like 30 minutes ago. It's also nowhere near as hot as it's been, so that's nice. But one of the priorities I have on the list today, well, first was get the trailer put away and get the tools out. Well, let me get those out. But part of the other thing was I need to do a little maintenance on, okay, nothing there, on Mom's car, the Dodge Journey. Need to do an oil change, some filters, things like that. So we're going to get after that. And initially, my intention was to move Griswold and Blaze and the trailer and take them outside and have them out there while I work on Mom's car. However, given the current state of the weather, I don't think I'm going to do that. I think what I'm going to do is, I don't know what I'm going to do with the trailer. scoot that around. Maybe I'll push this back, do something with the trailer. I don't want it rusting if it does get rained on, you know. A lot of bare metal there on the donkey trailer. But I think I'm just going to nose her car in here, leave the back end of it facing outside, and just do it kind of here. Anyway, back to what I was doing. I got to put this tool away. I had taken this with me. I took the Hercules with me, you know, as you do. You know, this is all part of my traveling toolkits that I've assembled from working on people's stuff at various places, to include places like mother-in-law's house, the doctor's office that my wife works at, daughter's house, son's house, whatever. I always like to have I have a pre-built toolkit. The only thing I usually have to add to it, if I want them, is some power tools. It's got everything else I need in there. Just, you know, always needing to take tools with me somewhere. So there you go. Anyway, let's see. Trailer is put away. Tools are put away. I think next, got to get Mom's car in here. I don't think her car is going to take too long. I think the weather might hold out. Maybe. Hard to say. I would put the awning out on the trailer and park something under it, but the problem is that awning can't handle any wind or rain, for that matter. So if it's going to rain, it's probably going to do it later in the afternoon. So that's just because I think so, and I said so. So what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and get some stuff pulled out the garage. Yep. Okay. Now let's see if Blaze, the old Arctic cat's, gonna behave or not. Oh, we've got some stuff right here. Let's move that. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Anaconda, get in the car. Get my foot in. There we go. Okay, well, she's alive. That's nice. She's a little cold. Should probably drive though. I think I'm going to let that sit there and warm up a little bit before I just turn it off. That way the clean itself out a little bit. It does sound good though. It sounds like an Arctic cat. What are you gonna do? Lovely. All right, well, I've checked the oil. It's actually full and actually looks pretty good, but we're gonna change it anyway. Let's get this off. We'll need that off. Yep. And let's get under there and figure out what size socket we need. And for that, we get down on the creeper. Anaconda, get down sometimes. Okay. Where are we? If I was the engine oil, where would I be? I think I would be that one. Yeah, because that is the transmission. We don't want to touch that. We want that. Oh, that feels small. I bet you 12 millimeter? Probably. It feels pretty small. What size is this? Oh, 12 millimeter on the first try. Let's see. No, it's just a little bigger than that. Maybe 13 millimeter, because you know, none of these American car companies can use American sizes anymore. They all got to use metric. Calling you out, all of you. It's a 13. And there we go. We got the engine oil coming out. We're just going to let that drain for a while. I'm just going to lay down here because, well, my back is doing better. I'm just going to lay down here and wait for that to finish. Well, that was pretty good. I didn't even spill. Didn't even get any drops on the concrete. That was pretty good. Even the oil pan don't look too bad. That's not bad at all. Anyway, got to get the filter out. Let me get this out of the way. I don't want to step in that. So that should just be here, and it's going to be down in there. It's going to take a big socket. It's going to be metric. I feel like that one. Let's see. No, way too big. Okay, let's go 2 sizes down. This one is a little bit dark inside, like I may have used it. So maybe this one. This is whatever size it is. It says 22 millimeters. Let's see if that's it. Nope, that's too small. Okay, let's go for the one in the middle. Okay. Oh, that one's just right, said Mama Bear. Okay, I need an extension and unratchet. There we go. Let me get a rag, because this is probably going to drip. Hold it over for a little bit. Yep, come straight up, and there we are. Filter. Pop this off of here like that, and let that go. Okay, get my O-ring remover tool. Get rid of the O-ring. For the new filter, going with the wicks. You really can't go wrong with the wicks, but do make sure when you're doing these kinds of oil filters that you're replacing that O-ring, and they come with a new O-ring. If you're buying it at a parts store, make sure that you get the new O-ring and you also lube it up. You know, there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can dip it in the oil jug of your new oil and hope you don't lose it, or just get a bunch of oil on your hand there and do that. And then just put the new one on there like that. Good to go. Make sure it's not bound up, it's in the right groove. And then grab your new filter. It's got to have a clip on it, and it just snaps into place. And now we just put this where it came from and thread them on. There is a torque specification for this, considering you're threading plastic onto plastic, but just the real torque setting is it stops. Make sure it's tight. That's it. And you can look down in there. See, I've got some oil on there, so I'm just going to hit that with some shop grade Windex. You know, otherwise known as brake cleaner. Oh, wait, do I have any? Oh yeah, I went through a lot of it, as you know, when I rebuilt the shocks on the Arctic Cat. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Let's put this cover back on. Find a funnel. Now, I've lost my favorite funnel, so now I'm going to have to try to find another one. Okay, so I had my favorite funnel. It used to fit real nice into these necks of these oil fill things on these cars, but I think during spring cleaning efforts, I think it disappeared. This car takes 5W30, so we're putting some Castrol Edge high mileage 5W30. The car doesn't have that many miles. It's got like 70 something thousand miles, which is real low considering it's a 2012 model, but that's fine. It says take 6 quarts, so I'm going to start off with 6 quarts and then we'll start it and check it. Lovely. All right. Excuse me. Set that there. Put this thing back on. And let's go reset it and start it. You know, so obviously what we're going to look for is, did we make any leaks? Nope. I tell you what, that is one smooth running engine. I know that these engines they've got issues, people have problems with them, but it is a smooth and quiet engine. Doesn't hardly even vibrate at all. Not even a little bit. All right, let's shut her down and check it. And she could use a little bit more. So we're going to give her a little bit more. I think the spec on this is not exactly 6 quarts. I think it's 6 quarts and a bit. So let's go ahead and put in the a bit. And I'm aware that some of that oil is going to come back down. That's fine. We're just going to top her off. Don't want to overfill it. Let's see where that made us go. I don't want to spill that. Let's put it over there on top of the electronics box. That's a good idea. Yeah, that brought us up to almost the middle of the safe area. Let's give her just a little bit more and then call it good. All right. I think we need to top that off. Should have some of that. Oh yeah, I have plenty of it. I don't like spending money on these. These used to be, you used to be able to get these for like $1 for a gallon. Not anymore. It's like $2-3 a gallon. If you want good stuff, it's like $4. It's windshield washer fluid. It's literally wasted stuff. So there's no way I'm spending that kind of money for it. So what I do is I buy the little tablets from the Amazon website. You get like 36 of them for like $6, and it makes like 36 gallons, and they work pretty well. So I just keep the jugs and make all my own fluid. For this, I just use the pour and pray method. No funnel needed, just kind of pour it. It's kind of like the pull and pray method, you know. It'll work good most of the time, but at some point, at some time, you're going to end up getting stuff in some places you didn't really want to. I-Y-K-K-Y-K-K-Y-Y-Y-K. If you know, you know. Okay, what next? Oh, yes. The air filter. She wanted the air filter changed. Groovy. I don't really know how bad the air filter really is on this thing. We'll loosen that. That might make it easier. Do these screws come all the way out? No. That's cool. It's been a while since I've got into this. I need to unhook that. All right, let's see what the bottom looks like. That's not too bad. What flavor is that? That's an STP flavor. That's fine. And just like the other, we're going in with a brand new Wix unit. Yeah. Let's hope we don't cross-thread these. That's good. That's good. That's good. Lovely. Let's tighten this guy back up. And put this weird hose back on, which I'm assuming is probably just crankcase or evap or something. Who knows what that is? Doesn't really matter. I don't really care. That good? Feels good to me. Lovely. So she's been complaining of some declining fuel economy. These aren't commuter cars from a fuel economy standpoint. You know, the V6 there, I don't know what they're rated at. It says it's averaging about 17. She thought it was 18 before. I don't really know. She just drives it around town to the store and to the pharmacy generally, and that's about it. She took it on a bit of a trip. She went down to Lytle Creek and up to Big Bear and Arrowhead and all those things, and said the gas mileage was not good. And I was like, well, you're driving in the mountains. But anyway, we keep up on the maintenance on it. Like I said, it's a low miles unit for being a 2012, and that air filter certainly was not, I think, clogged nearly enough to cause any sort of fuel mileage issue. I mean, it wasn't clogged at all. It was a little dirty, but obviously changing it is always a good thing. But I think I'm done under the hood. Well, she was standing around here earlier. We went ahead and checked the coolant, power steering fluid, brake fluid, all that seems to be in order. So I think we're done under the hood. Got one more thing to do, and then we'll call it done on Ma's car here. And I may or may not film it. Probably I'm not going to film it because it is the passenger compartment cabin filter. Probably not going to film it. I don't think it's all that hard. Let me look. I think it is a pull the glove box down or out kind of deal. Oh yeah, and then it's right there. That's not too bad. It's not bad at all, really. Why is there tape on it, though? I swear I've changed this before, and I would never have taped it. Let's see what this looks like. Oh. Oh! That's gross. Yeah, let's get rid of this right now. Have I ever changed this? What flavor is this? It's an STP. So this is not the factory unit. Let's get rid of that right now. Off you go. Okay. I have a Wix. And look, they're putting microban on it. That's pretty neat. The only question is, which way does it go? Should have paid attention. I don't know which way it goes. Let me do some research on that. Okay. Arrow needs to point down, which is fine. There we go. That looks good. Put the lid on it that somebody put tape. Oh, that actually says it too. Okay, that's cool. There we go. I don't know why somebody put tape on it. It was not needed if you put it correctly. Anyway, and then that's it. Done. Oh, I don't know what that is. So that's pretty much it. Let me get Mom's car out of here and then get the other stuff back in, and I'll catch back up to you. Well, everything is back in, and I've got the garage door shut halfway, just the way I like it when the cooler's running. So that's nice. Let's go check on the trailer on a couple things. Let's check the propane. Still not sure about this weather. Let's check the propane. You know, I don't need a lot of propane because where we're going has all the hookups, which means I don't need propane to run the fridge. And it's also summer, so I'm not going to need the furnace. The only thing propane is going to be useful for is the water heater. Oh, yeah, that one's still full. Okay. Shoot, that one's got some weight on it too. I think we're probably okay. That's magical. All right, let's put this back on. Yes. Well, that makes me happy because I genuinely did not want to go to town to get propane today. So, where am I? My list of to-dos. I've really got one left. And the weather might hold. Seems like the last time I did these trim pieces, it was trying to do the same kind of weathery thing and stuff. Do I think it'll be okay? Probably. Let's go ahead and get it off. I'm going to need a few tools for that. Yeah. Not a few tools. Really just a knife and whatever. A knife. Oh, yeah. And my screw gun with the square bit. We'll just use the little 12-volt thing. And I also noticed a few of the screws that were backing themselves out, so that's not fantastic either. Okay, climb the ladder. My favorite. Nope. Not even a little bit. Okay. Oh, scary. Well, let's just put all the silicone in the world. Let's just put all the silicone in the world up here. Fixed it under warranty. They put screws right through it. I'm calling BS on their fixed it under warranty. They were lazy under warranty is what they were. Let's get that screw out, and then we'll work on getting this thing out. Yeah, that's pretty poor. They literally just thought, well, we'll just put screws in it. I mean, I'm not even kidding. You can see right here, they put a flathead screw there. Why? What were you going to accomplish from that? And then they put another one. Why? Again, what were you going to accomplish from that? Sure. And then there's one here sticking out. And then there's one here sticking out. Okay. And they didn't even put screws all the way down on this thing. I guess it's not required. They put screws every other hole or two. And then at the bottom, they just did this. So we're gonna cut that off. And then now I've got to go figure out how to put a new one on. Okay, well, I finished it not on camera, mainly because I needed 3 hands. And I only have 2, and then the other one would have to hold the camera. Anyway, you've seen me do this before. This one was a little unique at the top, but let's go have a look up there and see how we did. Of course, I've now got black silicone on my hand. It's great. So it's in there. It doesn't go well, so I put a cap at this end, obviously, to hold it in place, and it was fine, but I siliconed all in the grooves, wiped it in a little bit. Probably should put a little bit more there. And then around, I really fought it up here, and then of course getting around these corners. But then after that, it was all honky-donkey the rest of the way down. You know, these things will shrink as they age. So I made sure that I had pushed it up and wasn't stretching on it, because it'll shrink as it gets older, and I don't want it to do that again. The other side is more or less okay. And then of course at the bottom, you know, I put a cap, filled the cap with silicone, and then put it on sort of there, and that's fine. Like I said, I know you've all seen me do this before on the front cap. I did both sides. I actually ended up replacing, there's one of these all the way across above the awning up here, and replaced that all the way across at one point. I don't even remember if I filmed it. I'm pretty sure I did, but I really don't remember. But anyway, I'm going to grab the ladder, get it collapsed and back inside the shop, and possibly even hung up where it goes now that I'm pretty well done with it. And then I'll catch back up with you. I've got some general chit chat for you. Man, I tell you, I could not have finished that. You know, my timing couldn't have been better, because as I was putting stuff away, I felt and saw 1 or 7 raindrops. That's right, that means rainstorm because there was more than one. Anyway, so what's going on? I know we've had a bit of a break at some point. Had to fill in a couple of filler episodes and actually missed a week, and I apologize for that. Just family in town, extremely busy, all those things. Sometimes life just happens. But anyway, as you know, we're back. We did the episode of the Griswold, and there's an episode of part 6 of Project Donkey. I don't really know if that's going to be before or after this video. Something tells me probably after this, just because of the amount of time I have to get that edited versus when I'm going to be not home. So a couple of things in the works already. Of course, we got more work for Project Donkey. I've got to put the sides on it, and we've got some more adventuring to do, all those things. So just stay tuned. There's still stuff coming. It's summertime, it's hot. We don't do as many desert camping trips, but hopefully we'll get some more different camping trips, and maybe some day trips or day rides kind of sprinkled in here and there. The desert is very pretty very early in the morning. It smells nice. So maybe we'll get out and do a day ride at some point where we leave while it's still dark very early in the morning. Maybe we do something where we go out in the afternoon and just stay out till it's late at night. Don't really know, but probably do something like that maybe next month I guess next month, that would be August. So what else is going on? We talked about the back. It's been doing a lot better, and I'm going to come back to the reason why it's doing better in just a minute. But what is this, July? So I injured it last year in August. Okay. So I've been dealing with this now for, technically it's still a problem, so just about going on 11 months. And I've been told by various people, that it can take that long. It can take a year. I was, and a lot of you can tell me how bad this is, but I was taking 800 milligrams of ibuprofen 5 times a day. That's a lot. So now I've got that down to, now I just take it once per day, once in the morning, That's a big improvement. Today, I forgot to take one this morning, and it's 11:15, and I did all the stuff we just saw, and I had not taken a Motrin. I've been on a creeper up and down several times, up and down a ladder several times before I realized, why am I feeling discomfort? Well, I forgot to take Motrin today. So I took my Motrin just a few minutes ago. I went inside to try to get some of this black silicone off the hands there, and went ahead and took a Motrin, and it'll probably back off here pretty soon. But anyway, been going to the gym. Now, we're still not consistent, but we're getting there, right? We're trying to do 2 to 3 times a week. 2 times a week has been largely doable. 3 times, it's been hard to get there. Just a lot of stuff goes on. And the problem is, I won't make myself go by myself. I'm going to probably have to start doing that. So when the wife can't go, sometimes her knee really bothers her and she can barely walk. So if she can't go, I need to make myself go. But the gym is what I attribute to my back getting better more quicklier. Because it was kind of slowly, coming around. I was doing a few exercises and it was helping. But, the exercises at the gym, trying to build the core strength, need to lose some weight. Let's be honest with you. Try to get in better shape. That really accelerated, I think, the healing on the back. So anyway, trying to be at the gym, trying to eat a little better, not eat at the wrong times of the day, not eat big right before bedtime. All the things you're not supposed to do that you do anyway. Trying to do all those things, but trying to get healthier. It's not good when you go up and down a ladder twice and you're just absolutely winded. I can say now, after going to the gym, we've been going for a couple of months now, and I don't get so winded, which is really nice because, when family was here from Ohio, we did Knott's Berry Farm, which is flat, but still it's a lot of walking. And we did Universal Studios, and we did lots of driving, some walking around a little bit in Vegas. Just that's where they use the airport. We're getting ready to go to Disneyland in a few days. I'm going to surprise my daughter and her fiance. They're taking all the kids. They're going to wake them up and just take them to Disneyland and not tell them. Well, we decided we're going to do the same thing. My wife and I are just going to go, not tell them, and just find them on the map and sneak up on them. Well, I figure that can go one of two ways. One, they'll be really happy to see us and hanging out, or they won't be, and then we can just go to a different part of the park and still have a fun day. Either way, it'll be good. Anyway, back to the back. It's been doing really good. Walking around really helps, and like I said, it's to where I don't feel really pain anymore. It's just discomfort. So keeping up on the gym. I've got a bit of a Discord server that I'm a part of with an online sim racing league. Yeah, I know. Just it is what it is. Look, it's my Thursday night hangout with a bunch of guys from all over, honestly, the continent. So, but they're really rooting me on too, and I appreciate that. But yeah, got to get in better shape. Already getting there. Just got to keep at it. The back's getting better. You can tell the weather's changing, man. It is getting muggy. There was a fire. That's how you know you're in Southern California. There's a fire somewhere, but there was a fire out in yonder way kind of direction. They call it the Summit Fire. Not really sure why it wasn't at the summit, but over in the Pinion Hills area, burning over into LA County a bit on this side of the mountains. They had good control of it. They made good ground yesterday, but it's not windy today, at least where I'm at. And I hope it's not windy over there. And I'm hoping those firefighters get that thing knocked down, that we don't lose any structures, or more importantly, we don't lose any people. Looks like the 7 drops of rain was all we were getting. I could smell it though, but it is muggy. I mean, we're not used to that here in California. We usually get that dry heat. It's not all that hot. I think it's about 85. It's humid, and I know I've got a evaporative cooler running in the shop. It's about 73 in there, but that is one muggy 73, let me tell you. I think I'm going to go in here, turn on the air conditioners. Be out here later working on this, getting it ready. Okay, let's check the fridge. I turned it on. Let's see how it is. Oh yeah, frozen. Cold. Perfect. Let's kick the air conditioner on in here. That one. There's some pool noodles. Got to do some cleaning in here. It's a little dirty. That's okay. Get those turned on. That way later, we come out to work on it in there. It's not hot and sticky in there. Oh, I just felt the water drop on the neck. Let's get back in the garage. So I had a bit of an interesting thing happen with the truck a couple of weeks ago. It did a crank no start kind of deal on me. It didn't really care for that, as you can imagine. So had to figure that out. So any of you all out there, if you've got one of these Super Duty trucks, I'll share with you what I've learned. The fuel pump relay, it died. So I'm going to share with y'all kind of why it died. And I think I've got some photographs. Matter of fact, let me check on that. Nope. Yep. Oy. Yeah. Oh, I do. Okay, so I've got some photographs. So I'll put those on the screen here of when I was fixing it. Happened at my mother-in-law's, which is as good a place as any for it to happen, because that day we were coming home from North Hollywood, because the day before we were in Universal Studios. So from Apple Valley to Redlands to Universal Studios to North Hollywood back to Redlands, and Redlands on that's where it decided to do its thing and not start. Get ready to leave. Thankfully, we were leaving early in the day. From there, crank, no start. Just crank, no start. Of course, it said low fuel pressure low, whatever. It actually said that on the dash. Well, that was pretty neat that it said it on the dash instead of making me pull it from a code reader, since my code reader is here at home, not in the truck. Which reminds me, I should probably throw it in the truck before we go all the way down towards San Diego next weekend. Anyway, where was I? All right, so yeah, crank, no start. Did some research and discovered very commonly on these things, there's the wire that goes from the fuse through the relay, it goes down to the fuel pump control module, and that wire, it gets hot maybe, but the terminal on the wiring harness that plugs into the bottom of the fuse block, that particular port or pin on the wiring harness, well, it melts, burns, whatever, and it takes out the relay. Well, you Chevy guys, calm down, because I'm going to make fun of Ford for a minute, so just, Ford in their infinite wisdom made the fuel pump relay non-serviceable, which means you can't replace it. You can't just plug it into the fuse. It's part of the fuse block under the hood. So to replace it, you have to replace that entire fuse block. From what I understand, dealerships only do that if it's under warranty. If it's not under warranty, they don't even like doing it because it's so expensive to do it. So what you do is you just bypass the factory fuel pump relay by adding in your own relay. It's not as difficult as it sounds, except for the wire is under the fuse block, which you have to pull out, separate, get to the wire, cut it, strip it, tie into it, pull it into the relay. It's a whole thing. But I'm happy to say now it's fixed, and it's a permanent fix, right? It's not one of those where that relay is going to go out again, because we're no longer even using it. There's no power going to it whatsoever. No power going through the fuse that's in the fuse block. Literally, we put our own fusible thing in there, so we've got a fused circuit and just an aftermarket relay, 30 amp 4-pin relay. That's all you need. Not an expensive repair. I think I spent $100 and something in parts that I needed. If I was home, I would have spent like $20, because I have at home all the terminals I need, fusible link I need. The only thing I would have had to buy is some wire, because I didn't have very much 10 gauge wire. So, not too bad. So I had to buy all the wires, terminals. I had to buy a set of cutters, strippers. I had none of that in the truck. I've got all the rest of the tools I need in the truck, between my truck and what's at my mother-in-law's house that I keep there. And now I just know there's some tools I need to add to the toolkit in the truck. So anyway, that was fun, but it's fixed. Oh, that stuff really is salty. They sell these at Target, these Element seltzer. I don't know. It's to stay hydrated. It is spicy. Anyway, those are probably the things, This is just yet another nothing whatever. We're just doing stuff. I don't even know what number we're up to on these nothing vlog episodes, but I appreciate y'all hanging out. Just do a few things around the house. Made pretty good time on it. Woke up to ants this morning. Ants. Had to fix that up. Actually, the wife did that. I really didn't do anything for the ants. She took care of it. That's nice. But like I said, I think that's about it. I appreciate y'all hanging out, listening to me ramble, talk about just a bunch of nothing and some nonsense, and working on Ma's car over there. And it's about it. Well, if I think of anything else, I'll just insert it. No, I won't. We're done. I tell you what, y'all ride safe and just be safe in general. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.